Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know I haven't recorded a video in some years, but I'm back. So I hope you enjoy this neutral glam eye look. So we're going to start off with our brows, and I'm just using the Absolute New York's brow pencil to fill in and outline my brows. I tend to make like funny faces when I do my brows because it helps me get the shape that I desire. So just ignore that part because it looks a little bit crazy. So once I do this and I get it how I want it to be, I'm then going to go in with my Milani Conceal Imperfect Concealer. And I'm starting off with the shade 165. I'm actually just using the wand to apply it because it's super easy. And in the front of it, I'm using the shade 170. And this is also going to act as a base for my eyeshadow. So I kind of just blend down and apply more to my lid as needed. So now I'm taking the Morphe Dare to Create eyeshadow palette and I'm using the shade Vivid, and I'm going to apply this all over my crease. This is going to act as my transition shade. So I'm packing first to build up the intensity that I want, and then I'm going to go in and blend out those edges to soften it up some so that way it looks blended and like clean. So now I'm going in with Coastal Scents Hot Pot in the shade Chocolatier. And I'm starting off with the M433 brush, is it? And then I switch over to a Morphe M506 brush because I wasn't really feeling how it was applying that like shade. So the Morphe, the 506 brush is like a smaller tapered pencil brush. And it kind of can get right in there and easily build up that intensity. And I'm just blending out the edges with the brush that we used to apply the shade Vivid. So now I'm going in with the 506 brush again, and I'm applying Max Carbon into my crease to deepen that eyelid. And I'm going to take that brush, the M443 brush that had the brown shadow on it, to soften up those edges. So now I'm taking Makeup Revolution's concealer in the shade C1. And this is going to act as my base for the eyeshadow that I'm going to apply on my lid. Because you'll notice it's going to be like super light. So it's just going to help intensify it and make it pop. And also to help it last longer. So I'm going in the P. Louise palette and I'm taking the shade Trippin'. And that's going to be my lid color. And literally the way I'm applying it, it literally just blends the edges by itself. So I really don't have much work to do. So the look is really simple. So now I'm taking J. LaRue's pigment in the shade White Gold. It's their most popular pigment, and I don't know if you can really tell on camera, but it is like the prettiest shimmer shade to add to this look. Like, it's so perfect. So for my eyeliner, it's really hard to do wing liner on camera, but I tried to show you a little bit. I just used Sephora's liquid liner. It's their waterproof one in the shade Black. For my foundation, I'm using the Morphe Fluidity Full Coverage Foundation, and I'm in the shade F5.60. And I just mixed that with, what is this? NYX Total Control Foundation in the shade Chestnut, number 23. So for my concealer, I believe I used Maybelline's Instant Age Rewind in the shade Tan. I'm pretty sure that's the shade that I use. And then I applied the Milani concealer to the edges in the shade 170 just to help blend it into my foundation a little bit better. And then I just go back with my foundation brush. That's the Real Techniques Insta Pop brush to help blend those edges. To set my concealer, I'm using the Luscious by Lynn Butternut Beige setting powder. And that is like the perfect shade for brown skin girls. Brown skin and dark skin girls. It's the best under eye powder. And I'm just using that to contour my nose as well. So for bronzer, I'm using the CoverGirl. It's not Ebony Bronze, but it's the exact same thing. It's just under their new line, the Full Spectrum. They re-released it again finally. And I'm using that to bronze and contour my nose as well. So I'll show you a little how I contour my nose. Super easy. And I'm using a 217 style brush. So once I've done that, I spray my face with the Mario Badescu Rose Water Spray. And then I just press all of that in with my foundation brush. But for highlighter, I'm using the Crayon Case Honor Roll highlighter. And I apply that also on the tear ducts of my eyes. And I use a Morphe M501 brush to apply that. My lashes are from my lash line. They're in the style JaeBae. And for my lip, I'm using the Crayon Case Marie and their lip liner Bear. And I just blend it with my fingers also. So that's the end of the tutorial, and I hope you enjoyed.